Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, I know in the last video, at least I think it's gonna be the last video that was posted, I said, oh, my next video will be my best books of 2023, but I don't have my brain power to figure out what those books are right now, okay? So instead, I have my technically first book haul of 2024, but this is all books from November and December of 23. So I have them all categorized into genres because I think that would be the easiest, and then you guys could skip through whatever genre you want to listen to me talk about. Also, I have quite a few books here per usual. A good chunk of these were given to me for Christmas, so I'm very thankful to all of my family members who gifted me a book and one of my friends. And another good chunk of these were in the 33% off all hardcovers at Barnes & Noble, because if you spent $50 on hardcovers, you got $20 in rewards, which I do have a bone to pick, because I was under the impression that it was for every $50 you spend on hardcovers, you would get $20 each. But I don't think that's the case, because that was like more than a week ago. It was a week ago. And I've only gotten $20 in rewards. I didn't get 40. So I'm just dumb, and / it was marketed dumb. So anyway, I'm gonna try and not spend too much time on the books. I have read a good number of these, so if I have, I will say my thoughts quick or direct you to the correct video that you should watch. Which I guess that doesn't even make sense, because I never did a November wrap up for you guys. I never edited one and never posted one. I did film it, but besides the point. So the first stack I have here are my mystery thriller type of books, and we'll just pull from the top. So we are starting off not strong with Mother-Daughter Murder Night by Nina Simon. I finished reading this yesterday, actually. My mom and I are loosely buddy reading it. It was more so I finished the entire book in like 2 days, and now she's listening to it and texting me her thoughts, which is a fun experience. But this was a 3-star book. It was very fine. You could argue 3.5 because of like the family dynamics within the book. Heavy trigger warning for cancer, because one of the characters in this book does have cancer and is like actively going through treatments while we're doing this, trying to solve a murder. But we're following a grandma, her daughter who's a single mom, and then the granddaughter who is a 15-year-old in high school still. This was on my highly anticipated releases for the second half of 2023, which I'm gonna have to film one for 2024, I just realized. But I was excited for this one, and then, I don't know, I just feel like for a mystery thriller, it was kind of long, and it leaned more into like the literary fiction type of mystery thriller, if that makes sense to you guys. Like a good chunk of this were mostly discussing the main characters' relationships with each other, because before the one main character gets cancer, her and her daughter haven't spoken to each other for like a good chunk of years. So like we're kind of dealing with that. We're obviously dealing with her having the cancer, and stuff like that. Yeah, overall a fine book. And I'm sure in my January wrap-up, you're gonna hear the exact same thing. The next book I am like halfway through right now, actually, which was also on my highly anticipated releases for the second half of the year, and it is How to Find a Missing Girl. Oh, this is gonna be hard to hold. How to Find a Missing Girl by Victoria Volosic, I think is how the audiobook pronounced her name. Let's see, where could I hold this? This one so far is pretty good. There is our main character, Iris, owns a detective agency. She's in high school with two of her friends, one of them being non-binary and uses they, them pronouns. So that's like fun representation. And the main character, I guess I don't know if she's like a lesbian, but she's for sure gay or bi. And her sister went missing last year. And then now this year, her ex-girlfriend goes missing, and her two friends, plus, this is very convoluted explaining it, her two best friends and her ex-best friend, so the four of them, kind of team up to figure out what happened to both her sister and her ex-girlfriend. And simultaneously, we are reading excerpts from a podcast that the ex-girlfriend was doing before she went missing. And the podcast is about the main character's sister. It sounds very confusing, and it's probably because I'm just explaining it badly, but so far it's really good, and I wish that stuff like this was around when I was in high school, because it's like, it is your classic YA, but like, I just love the representation of like the different LGBT representation, and I really enjoy following our main character. This is one of the like mystery series that I'm kind of disappointed that it's a standalone, because I would like to follow these characters in future books. But this is the author's debut too, I'm pretty sure. If you look, she looks super young, Miss Victoria here. She looks super young, but I am interested in reading more of her work, and I think she has another mystery thriller coming out later this year. So that might have been wrong. I might be thinking of someone else, but either way, so the rest of these I actually have also read / I'm in the middle of. We'll start with this one, The Housemaid. I read this in November, I'm pretty sure, so I haven't talked about it on here, but Housemaid by Freida McFadden. This is very popular, I think, on Book Talk mostly. This is following this chick who needs a job, and she applies to be a maid for this really rich family. Somehow she gets the job, and then her boss, the woman of the family, starts like going a little cuckoo crazy, and the main character is like basically being gaslit the entire book. There is a big twist halfway through the book that I kind of saw coming, but I can see why other people would enjoy it and not see it coming if they're not predicting what's coming next, like I always am within a book. But I think I gave it a 4-star. I would read the second one, but I don't need to keep the first one, so I'm sure you'll see this in a future unhaul video. Sorry to spoil. Moving on to a book I will be keeping, Twilight Falls by Juno Black. I talked about this in my December wrap-up, which was just posted today, so hopefully you guys have seen it since then. This is the 4th book in the Shady Hollow mystery series, a very cute, cozy mystery series following animals who are like human-esque type creatures, if that makes sense. I always compare it to if Zootopia had murder mystery in it, which I guess Zootopia kind of does have that. It has missing people, at least. In this one, we are following our main character that we follow in all of the books. She is a fox, and she's a reporter, and she goes on a date with her boyfriend, who is the new sheriff in town. Spoilers for book 3. I feel like not that much spoiler, but whatever. So her and her boyfriend go on a date, and then while they're there, they see a otter go off of the waterfall that they're visiting, and they're like, oh my god, he died. And then simultaneously there is a little romance going on between that otter's son and one of the beaver girls who's from like a rich family, and it is very Romeo and Juliet. So this was super cute. I gave it a 4-star. I don't know if I mentioned anything else about that in my December wrap-up, but if you want to hear me say more, maybe go check out that video. And then a book I'm in the middle of right now that I'm very excited about. It should have been on my anticipated releases, but I don't think I had heard about it. Murder in the Family by either Cara Hunter or Kara Hunter. This is basically, if you like read the transcript of a true crime documentary series, and then you had like the dossier of the murder in front of you. That's what this book is. I'm on page 82, 81. 81. I'm on page 81 right now, so I'm this far into the book. Not that far. It's like 15%, I think. But I'm really enjoying it, and it is like, I'm just flying through it. I started it like a day or two ago. 2 days ago now. But yeah, it's about this guy who was murdered 20 years ago, and no one ever figured out like what happened to him. And now in 2023, his stepson, who was the only one there that night with him but was sleeping as a 10-year-old, is now like producing this true crime documentary, essentially. And they have these 6 experts. It says one body, 6 experts. 6 experts. Can you solve the case before they do? So you're supposed to like take in all this information and then solve the crime with them. And so far, it has been delightful to read from. Hopefully you hear about that and my other thoughts on how to find a missing girl in my January wrap-up. Moving on to the 2 nonfiction books that I picked up the last 2 months. The first one is Tough Titties on Living Your Best Life When You Are the Effing Worst by Laura Belgray. Look how cute this cover is. She's so cute. I saw this in the Goodreads giveaway, and then when I went for the 33% off hardcover situation, I just saw the spine and I was like, wait, I know that book. And it's like I think it's supposed to be like a memoir, but it's like more on the comedic side. So I'm thinking it's going to be similar to Jenny Lawson, is that her name? The girl who wrote these books. Hopefully, I know who I'm talking about, so hopefully I find the right pictures. But I'm thinking it's going to be within that realm. I am a little nervous though, because after I already bought this, I added it to my Goodreads saying that like I own it and I want to read it, and the reviews didn't look that good. So when I do get to this, I will keep you guys posted. And the other nonfiction that I acquired as a Christmas gift for one of my best friends is the Black Guy Dies First, Black Horror Cinema from Fodder to Oscar by Robin R. Means Coleman, PhD, good for her, or him, her, and Mark H. Harris. So this is, it doesn't look like that big of a book, but it is thick and hefty, and the words a little tiny, but I saw this book being compared to It Came from the Closet, but instead of like being LGBT horror, it is like Black horror movies. And I think this is more of the like dissecting media and film that I wanted It Came from the Closet to be. So I'm very excited for this. Thank you to my friend Sarah for giving it to me. Speaking of, we have a couple of things. Look at this cute blanket. Look how cute this is. It's got little Pippas on it. Isn't that so cute? One of my other friends gave me that. She also gave me this that I made coffee in right now. Another little baby Pippa. And while we're on the subject, this, I know it's not like the best spot for it to be. This is a puzzle board that you can like put your puzzle on, and then when you're done with it, you can move it around if you want to move to the bedroom, the living room, the dining room. The living room and dining room are the same in my house right now, but still, my fiance's dad made that for me as a Christmas gift. Isn't that so sweet? So sweet. Anyway, moving on to the manga and graphic novel section. So, the first one here we will talk about, I have already read, and I haven't read this copy of it. I need to take this Barnes & Noble exclusive sticker off. Goodbye. This is the like special edition. Oh, it's gonna be so hard for you to see. The special edition of Heartstopper 1 by Alice Oseman. And I was really excited for this, even though it was expensive. Look how cute. The back's the same. Because I have the hardcover Fairy Loot 2 and 3 of Heartstopper, but I don't have 1. So this one, like, even though it doesn't exactly match, it kind of matches. And then I also, as a Christmas gift from my mom, thank you to my mom, Heartstopper Volume 5, which I know this is gonna come across as a crime. I haven't read it yet, but I'm sure when I do, it'll be 5 stars. I am nervous because Heartstopper 4 really hurt me. Like, it actually really hurt me that I blocked it out, and I haven't read this series since I picked that up like a year or 2 ago. Whenever book 4 came out, I read it like the day that I got it, and then I haven't picked it up since. So a little nervous, but one of my other best friends, I gave this book to her as her Christmas gift, and she read it already and said that it is very cute and like happier than book 4. So I'm excited. I'm excited but scared. Next, I have Lore Olympus Volume 5. No, you know what? I'll probably leave the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition sticker on this one because I think all my copies still have it, so I'll just leave it. It's fine. This is the 5th book in the Lore Olympus series. It's following, what are their names? Oh my god. Book, we are following Hades and Persephone, the Greek gods. And they're in like modern day, kind of. And it's just following like their love story. It's a webtoons graphic thing that they turned into hardcover books. And once again, cue me saying, you know, who would want to spend $25 on a hardcover graphic novel book when you could just read it online for free? Me, I guess actually I would, because I have been. I haven't yet picked this one up either, but it's on the list. It's on the list. And the next few here are my favorite manga series. First up, we have Spy Family Volume 10. I read this in the month of November. Sorry you didn't hear about it. I gave it, I think like 4.5 stars maybe. Quite the glare. 4.5 stars. It was cute. I do feel like this one got more on track with the main storyline than the last few volumes have, so that was good. And it did get me back in my like Spy Family era. But with that being said, let me put this off to the side. I also picked up Spy Family, the Official Guide Eyes Only Classified Edition, or whatever it's called, which, first of all, why are these not the same height? Okay, that pisses me off. Okay, that annoys me, okay? I'm this far into it. I've read this much. I have this much left. First of all, there are a lot of words on these pages. And also, this is like, I hate to say this, this is like, I don't know if The Hunger Games, okay? When I was in middle school, The Hunger Games came out, and I read the first one, and I went to the movie, and it was so great, whatever. And then they came out with like a guide to each of the characters in The Hunger Games or whatever. And I bought that too. I still have it, I'm pretty sure. But I shouldn't have bought this. I don't need this because I know all the characters from the Spy Family books. I'm not really gaining anything from that. If anything, some of the things making me more confused. Some of the stuff I'm just skipping over because I've already know it and I remember it and I've seen it before. I am excited to get farther into it though, because there is going to be like artwork that I've never seen, like this. Excited for whatever this page is. But I just have to get through like the character introduction type of things right now. I'm slowly working my way through this one. And then the last manga that I have picked up here is Kuma 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 Bear Volume 7, which I talked about Volume 6 in my December wrap-up, so you could go head over there. And then this one I have since finished, so it will be talked about in my my January wrap-up. Sorry, I feel like I was very far away. So like halfway through, we're just getting a little closer, more intimate, that's all. In this series, we're following this teenage girl who loves video games and food, and she gets put into her favorite video game by like God or whatever. And now she's like the main character, and she's like very overpowered, has like the best gear possible, which the best gear possible is this like bear outfit, which everybody like is obsessed with it and thinks she's so cute, and she's like annoyed that she's known as like the bear. That's funny, the bear, because then she's like cooking. But anyway, in this one, she like is starting her own bakery with some of the kids from an orphanage that she helped out in earlier in the series. And then this girl and her mom, Yuna, the main character, helped in book 6. So they're starting a bakery. It's very wholesome and cute. And I hope I don't have to wait a year for the next volume to come out, because that one I had to wait over a year for. Disappointing. All right, next we have fantasy, and then romance will be last. Okay, y'all ready? This is this very long video. I'm trying to go quickly, but I just love talking about books. So next, I also got this as a Christmas gift. A bunch of these now are going to be Christmas gifts, I think. Bookshops and Bone Dust. Oh my god, this is also a very awful cover to have to hold up. Bookshops and Bone Dust. You can see my lamp. You can see how pretty my lamp is. By Travis Baldree. This is the prequel to Legends and Lattes, following our main character at like a library. I don't really know that much. I liked Legends and Lattes. I wasn't as obsessed with it as some other people are. But I still thought it was pretty cute. I still have the first one. I could reread it. Will I reread it before reading this one? Probably not. But I love a cozy fantasy in a library type of vibe. So, excited for that. Next, I have the second book in the Pages & Co. series, called The Lost Fairy Tales by Anna James. The first book, we are following Tilly, our main character, as she learns that she can go into books and like follow the main characters in the story. And this one, I don't want to read the back too much, but I'm assuming we're following like, what's her name? Little Red Riding Hood, because she's right there. And then this is probably her friend, or maybe the boy from the Beanstalk, Jack. I don't know yet. But the first one was super cute. I gave that 4.5 stars. Talked about it in my December wrap up, so you could go check that out. And I'm very excited for this one because I went and bought it before I had even finished the first one, I think. Or maybe I just finished it. I don't know. Either way, I think it's a really cute series. Very on par with like A Pinch of Magic and Nevermore, if you guys like those middle grade series. The next book, who knows when on God's earth I will ever get to this book. But Foul Heart Huntsman by my favorite Chloe Gahn. And you know what? I love Chloe on the Twitter, okay? These Violent Delights are Violent Ends. Not my favorite books. I still own them because I love her. Have I read any of her other books? No, Miss Ma'am, I have not. Do I own all of them? Yes, I do. This is the second book in the Foul Lady Fortune series, which is like following a spy, somehow relating to a spy. And this is the second one. Do you see this? When is Miss Kaylin ever going to get to this book? But you know what? I had to support my girly. It's a Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. Nope, the inside is just boring ass, but the cover is cutie. Who knows when I'll get to it. Moving on. I also picked up the 6th Percy Jackson book, The Chalice of the Gods. I think people have been saying that before you read this, you should read, obviously the Percy Jackson series, but I think people are saying you should also read one of Rick Riordan's other series. I'm not sure which one. Hopefully it's like the Heroes of Olympus one, because I own that series and I could read that. So I also don't know when I would get to her, and I also don't know what she's about. But I do love the Percy Jackson series. I think they're really cute. I haven't watched the show because I don't have Disney Plus, but I've also heard that that's really cute too. So, also would just love to be with Percy and Annabeth again because they're cuties. Hopefully you could see them be together. And then the last little fantasy type of book that I have here as a gift from my mom is the illustrated edition of Hocus Pocus by Grizz Grimley. That sounds like a fake name. But you know what? Good for them. Good for him. Anyway, this is, oh yeah, look at her. Cute. The illustrated edition of the movie. There is no actual author on here. It's just an illustrated novelization, it says. Look how cute they are. I am interested to get to this, but it probably won't be until closer to Halloween time. Because I also just recently watched the movie, and I think I want like a little, well, recently. Cam and I watched it in like around Halloween. I would like a little bit more distance, and I think it would be really cute to read this in the spooky season anyway. So, there's that one. And then, after we've been at this for almost 30 minutes, let's move on to my romances so that I don't keep you guys here any longer than I already have. Up next, I have 2 books by the same author, that being The Summer of Broken Rules and What Happens After Midnight by K.L. Walther. Yep. Both of these were a gift from my fiance's sister, so thank you for that, McKenna. I think this one, I just randomly saw at Target one day, and the cover really caught my eye. And then I read the back, and it's about this like end of year prank for these seniors at their high school, and there's like a game, and there's like an anonymous person pulling pranks. And that sounds really cute and fun. It's a YA, if I didn't say that. And then this one, I don't know too much about either, but I've had this on my list since I saw this one, because I thought it'd be really good to read in summer. So I'm gonna have to wait a couple months to pick this one up. But this one, this girl goes on her like family vacation, and what is it? She like reconnects. This one's also following a game, actually. I love a game, and apparently so does K.L. Walther. So, that's what those 2 are. Sorry I didn't explain it very well, but once I know more about it, I could update you. Next, one that seems to be all over Book Talk right now, Flawless by Elsie Silver. This is a cowboy romance, which I didn't think would be my thing. I read the first chapter, and it is kind of, I think it's going to be pretty good. This is a cowboy romance. It's following this girl who, well, I should say it's following this guy who is a bull rider, professional bull rider. And then he says that he hates milk. And because of it, he loses his sponsorship. And then his agent, his talent agent, gets pissed off and sends the talent agent's daughter to watch after him, and then they like form a relationship. So there's that one. The next one is the 3rd book in a trilogy, Final Offer by Lauren Asher. This is the 3rd book in the Dreamland Billionaires series. I have read the fine print. I think I maybe read that in November. So you guys went to hear me talk about it. It was fine. I think I gave it 3.5 or 4 stars. I am currently reading Terms and Conditions, and it's okay. So we'll see about this one, but why is she so thick? Like, does not need to be that big. That's what I'm gonna say. This one I'm pretty sure is, what's that called? Why can I not remember what that's called? Oh, like a second chance romance with a childhood best friend slash love. That's what this one is about. And also the boy in this one, I think, is going to be the best one because he's in book 2 right now and he seems to be like the only normal character. So we'll see about that. Moving on. We're going to talk about this one next because it wasn't that good and I don't want to end on it. Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson. I read this in November, I'm pretty sure, so you guys haven't heard me talk about it. I think I gave it a 3-star. I'm not gonna be keeping it. Sorry. This one's about this girl who, like, her dad dies, and so she moves back in with her into her dad's house so she can help renovate it, and then she thinks her neighbor is a serial killer, and then she, like, starts hooking up with him, and then third act conflict, which is annoying, and yeah. I don't know, it's just, it was very, like, and I didn't like the main character, and I felt bad for the guy that she was with, and, like, whatever. So, I wouldn't recommend picking it up. The next one is also by Alicia Thompson. I haven't read it yet, so hopefully it's okay, but it's With Love from Cold World. This one is about, like, what's it called? About like an amusement park thing in Florida. It's basically supposed to be like the cold, snowy version of Disney, I think. Not as big also. But these two are gonna start hooking up, I'm sure. And that's all I really know about this one so far. And the last book, we have a very tall stack next to me. It's about to reach me. The last book that I have to talk about here, I am about halfway through, and it is King of Wrath by Anna Huang. You see my bookmark right there. This is the first book in a series. It's gonna be like a 7-book series because it is following like the 7 Deadly Sins. Kings of Sins book 1. So this one's obviously following Wrath, and it's about this guy who gets blackmailed by this other guy into marrying his daughter. And so there's like an arranged marriage, not even marriage of convenience, it's a marriage of blackmail, okay? And I understand that, like, Wrath, he's supposed to be like an angry, grumpy man, but like this guy, he's kind of an asshole. Not a turn on. But you know what? It's fine. I don't know. I haven't heard anybody really talk about. I've seen this series everywhere, but I haven't like heard people talk about it. So, I will keep you posted on this one, and I've been reading this for like a month, so hopefully I finish it in December or January so I can talk about it in my January wrap up. There you guys have it. Should I try and hold up all these books? I'm gonna do it. Oh, we're already? Okay. Okay. Push her in. Ready? Okay. There you guys have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, you could comment, you could subscribe if you want to, and I will catch you in my next video. Over and out.